Okay, if you've been watching this saga, I have an iSight, which is a FireWire video camera that doesn't use the same standard as like DV cameras. I have a Raspberry Pi with this Fire Hat. This is a prototype Fire Hat, but these will be hopefully coming soon on Crowd Supply. I'll try to leave a link to it below. This plugs into old FireWire devices like cameras and audio interfaces and iSight cameras, but I couldn't get it working directly with that because this board doesn't supply the right power to it because this Raspberry Pi only supplies up to 5 watts through this little header, and you shouldn't really push it because that can cause problems on the Pi. So that didn't work. And then people suggested in the comments, hey, the power could be an issue, so buy a powered FireWire hub. This was the thing. You could wire up like 56 devices, something like that, to FireWire. And if you didn't have enough power, you could buy a powered hub like this. See, there's a little power plug. But these were expensive on eBay unless you buy one without a power cable. And but how, you might ask, will you power this thing if you don't have a power cable with it? Well, I cheaped out on it and got one without a power cable that's untested. Hopefully this works. A lot of times these do. It's just if somebody doesn't have the power cable, you have to make your own. So if you look closely on this label, it shows that it uses 12 volts at 1.25 amps. So I need a 12 volt power adapter. And there's that little diagram with a little dot with a little circle around it, and there's a plus and a minus. That means the center pin is positive and the outer pin is negative. That's pretty standard. So if you don't have a power connector for this, you could try to find the exact power adapter that came with this Belkin FireWire hub, which might cost a lot of money because there's probably not a lot floating around, and so people scalp them kind of online. The other option is you can use a universal power adapter thingy. And that is exactly what this setup is. This is from Werewolf, and they have a lot of USB-C power charging accessories, including these kits of adapter cables. Well, those are not the right ones. See these guys? So there's other kits that are similar to this, but this one uses USB-C power input. So as long as your USB-C power supply can supply the right voltage, you can set these jacks to whatever voltage you want, 9 volts, 5 volts, 12 volts, 19 volts, 24 volts, whatever you can supply. And it has like a little green LED that says, yes, this is supplying the right voltage. So these are kind of cool, and I'm going to try to use one of these to power this. And I'm going to see, this looks like it might be too big for that jack, but let's check it. And no, that's actually the exact right size. And this one I actually set up to be 12 volts. You can plug it into your computer, and then in Google Chrome or in Edge or something, you can use Web Serial to program this thing and set these to whatever voltage you want. So this one's already set to 12 volts. And then if I have a power adapter like this one says it does 5 volts at 5 amps or 12 volts at 2.25 amps. So we should be good with this adapter. So I'll take the plug here, and we'll jack it in here. Okay. And we have a red light, so I think this might work for us. So what I need to do now is get a FireWire cable from here to here, and then plug the iSight into here on another port, and we'll see if that works. I need a FireWire cable from that to here. This one comes with its own, so let me go grab that. Okay, and I'm not trying to show off my wealth here. These are DDR2 sticks from an old Mac. But let's go into the FireWire drawer, and let's see, I'll grab out another Apple cable. I remember I bought this so many years ago. It's like a little pull-out cable. These things got pretty flaky as the years went on. But the Apple cables were always pretty good. Okay, so I have the Fire Hat plugged into the FireWire hub, and I'm going to start... Whoa. Okay, there's smoke. There's smoke. Oh boy. Okay, well, there's smoke, and I can smell the smoke, and it's coming out of the Raspberry Pi. That's not good. Well, I think we've cooked the Fire Hat. I don't know how. I think we supplied it 12 volts where it should not have been getting 12 volts. I saw something and I thought that there was like a spider web stuck on here, and I was like, I don't know why there would be a spider web. And then I started smelling something, and that was the magic smoke. So now this is turning into figuring out what happened to the Fire Hat prototype and why it has cooked. And hopefully it's not completely cooked and there's just like a little IC that I can replace on it, but we're going to see. Well, yeah, I don't think we're coming back from that one. That chip is definitely toast. And I think I will bring this feedback back to the computer equipment group folks who are making this board. But that chip has gotten toasted, and that was where the smoke was coming from. This chip has released its sacrificial magic smoke, and if you do not know, that is what makes things work in the electronics world. And once you release that, your chips don't work anymore. So this video was going to be testing the eyesight on here, but now it is going to be concluding with the magic smoke and a smell that I cannot convey through this screen, but if you have smelled it before, you know exactly what it smells like. Okay, and just triple checking after we burnt that little chip out. The OLED still works, and I'm guessing these buttons, yeah, the buttons are still working. So the only thing that broke is that chip, and I can tell you it definitely broke because it is not showing up at all on the PCI Express bus anymore. So one down. Hopefully the crowd supply ships soon, because this board was a lot of fun to use while it was working, and I hope that I will get the final production version of the FireHat at some point and keep my fun FireWire experiments going. But maybe figure out a way to protect this guy from this if the production version has that same issue that it takes 12 volts straight in through the FireWire port from a hub. Yeah, so yeah, next time, hopefully the next video on Level 2 Jeff, we won't cook something and kill it. But at least part of this still works. The screen and the buttons and the speaker and probably the LED still work. But the main functionality, this FireWire port is definitely toast.